What is happening, everybody? I hope you're all doing fantastic today, and welcome back to Dragon Age the Veilguard. We're right outside Scout Hardin's room, gonna chit-chat to her before we decide who we're gonna pursue first in the main story. But I see a little ticky time clock next to you, so we're gonna chat to you before we go too far forward.
Did I see you writing a message to the Inquisition? What's that about?
You know, Varric and I were part of the Inquisition, right? I'm trying to get news about the South. But Charter hasn't replied to any of my messages. I'm trying not to worry about what's happening there, but... No, it's probably fine. Charter's just busy. She's always busy.
I remember Charter.
Who's that?
That's the other Inquisition spy master, yeah.
Or she would be, if there was still an Inquisition.
She worked with Liliana.
I suppose she just works for the Inquisitor now?
Speaking of, Liliana would do a great job for us currently, huh? Liliana, Cassandra, Dorian's showed up here and there. What's Iron Bull up to? There's so many loose ends that these games never address.
I haven't heard much about the Inquisition in years.
Oh, that's intentional. When the breach was open, we needed a large group to stop Southern Thedas from falling into chaos. It's changed in the years since. We're a smaller force working underground to keep an eye on things going on in the world.
Why isn't she here? We could use a hand.
Charter entrusted the search for Solus to Varric, to us. The world's large and she's got many things to deal with.
So how long we...
Things more important than blighted gods destroying the whole world.
Something like that. Why?
You must know the Inquisitor.
Well, yeah. We worked together. I wasn't part of the Inquisitor's inner circle, though. I spent more time with the ordinary people, the ones you didn't hear about.
And the Inquisitor's advisors, what about them?
Of all of them, I'd say Josephine is my favorite. She's lovely. She still sends me a box
She
of
is my
handmade
favorite,
sweets
too.
from Val Royeaux every year on my name day. Cullen and I got along too, but he was always busy. He would have bad days from lyrium withdrawal sometimes, and I would share the tea that my ma sent. He's from Ferelden too. Maybe it reminded him of home.
What about Liliana? I heard she's... intense.
I think she likes to cultivate that reputation. She's not nearly as terrifying as she sounds. Oh,
That depends what side of the hole you're on.
One day, and she suddenly turned and asked me if I wanted a nug.
He does like nugs.
Nug?
Little deep roads
Those
rats.
swooping rodent things. What for?
She loved them and made a hobby of breeding them as pets.
So, did you take the nug?
No! What am I gonna do with a nug?
Yeah, like Liliana being here would be quite helpful. Iron Bull, he could be helping us with what's going on with the Antom. Like, there are so many companions in the world that would be doing a great job for us right now, and you can't tell me that they just have other things to do because they're busy. What's more important than blighted gods destroying the whole world? Isn't blighted gods an Inquisition special too? Considering the whole Inquisition basically pledged itself to stop Solus, and before that they were fighting another blighted god, quote-unquote, in Corypheus. Seems like their speciality. Like, no offense to Rook, but he's like learning on the job right now when we already have an army of people that are used to it.
But you did know people from the Inquisitor's inner circle, didn't you?
I knew them, sure, but those early days, all I wanted was to prove myself and not get in anyone's way. Some of them were more approachable than others. Sarah was a puppy with a new toy. 100 new toys. Fun, if you can handle the mess. She was really the only one who could make Rainier, well, Blackwall then, let down his guard. Otherwise, he kept to himself and stuck to the stables. We'd talk when I visited the horses. And there was Cole, of course.
The spirit boy?
Yep. I was just sitting on the walls one day, and he asked if he could join my game.
Like a card game?
Nah, just good old people watching. Must have seemed like a game to him somehow. We'd pick strangers out of the crowd and try to say something about them. Like, Ooh, she heard the joke yesterday and she's still trying not to laugh. Or one of Cole's. His eyes remind her of the ones beneath her bed.
That Cole impression is funny. So Blackwall's actually dead, canonically, because we redeemed him as a warden. He actually dies in the outros of Inquisition, I believe. Cole, I'm not sure what would have happened there. I encouraged Cole to be more like a human than a spirit, so he's probably still kicking around somewhere. Josephine. Well, Josephine was in a relationship with my Inquisitor, so I imagine she's still by his side somewhere down the line. And Liliana, Lord knows. I find it hard to believe that she wouldn't stick by the Inquisitor after all that and try and stop Solus when she was so personally involved in the plight.
I have so many questions.
And doesn't Iron Bull have a direct connection to all this through the Antam and the Canary?
I did too.
Cole didn't elaborate.
I think I prefer the mystery. Don't you?
Well, Cole could read
Wasn't
people's
Cole
emotions.
An empath? He
Yes.
must have been great at this game.
Aha, but the rule was you couldn't say anything you actually knew. He got it in the end. I think.
So you didn't ask him if you guessed right?
Well, being right wasn't the point. Making a habit of seeing people was. I think he liked that. It's why you don't miss.
It is fun to play that game. I don't know if you guys have ever done that with somebody you're close to. Just look at random people in a crowd and play the guessing game, apply stories to them. I think that's something spies do often, actually, like infiltrators. People who watch people. They add stories to them and backgrounds and things like that.
So, tell me about these ordinary Inquisition members I haven't heard about.
The Inquisition hired hundreds, and most of them weren't Magisters or Ben Hasrith or the left hand of the Divine. There were scouts and stable hands, carpenters and cooks and quartermasters, even 2 dedicated pastry chefs. Most of them volunteered, like me. We wanted to help in whatever small way we could.
You help people. That's not small.
Helps a lot of people.
It sure felt like it sometimes. I'd sit with Rector and Faulkner and we'd watch the important people with their important business rushing by.
Rector? Faulkner?
Liliana gave all her agents pseudonyms.
Right, like Charter.
Well, Charter's Charter, but when the other 2 and I were together, we were just Lace, Wilbur, and Katya.
Do you miss it? The Inquisition, I mean.
It's hard to miss an organization. They're only as good as their people, don't you think? But I do miss my friends. We write each other, but it's not the same. And the Inquisition is different from what we've built here. Not better or worse, just
No,
different.
it was better.
It's special when you're among people working toward
Yeah.
the same goal.
The Inquisition was
Not
better.
everyone. There was Solus. What did you really think of him back then?
Lonely. He always seemed lonely. It's hard not to be when you hold yourself above everyone else.
He might be lonely, but I doubt he cares. He's single-minded. Nothing else matters besides his crusade.
Because it's the only thing he's had. My ma used to say, a caged dog forgets there's grass outside.
He's not a caged
Anyway,
dog.
I'm sure something out there's on fire, and here I am rambling about the past.
If anyone, Solus is the one who put the dog in the cage. I mean, all of Solus's woe is me problems that he thinks has been done to him were done from his own actions. I mean, he's the one that created the Veil. He's the one that did what he did. Which was the right call, by the way. I'm not criticizing that. Him breaking slavery and freeing his people and putting up the Veil to stem the demons and the blight and whatever else comes with all that stuff. That was definitely the right call. He made the right decision. It's just now he blames everybody else for it and sits there feeling sorry for himself and wants to destroy the world to, well, what he considers to unfuck it. Even though I think he made it a better place doing what he did. Most of that is all done for him. Oh my god, are we going... There's no way they'll let us go to Saharan. If they do, that'd be very cool. But yeah, there's, he's not as innocent as all that. You certainly should never feel sorry for Solus, because at the end of the day, it's all self-inflicted. And to undo his self-inflicted issues, he would punish everybody else who had nothing to do with any of it. He's not a good guy. And I don't care if he feels lonely. He's made a lot of other people lonely by killing their spouses with demons in his little bullshit crusade too. Keep in mind, we have a new quest in Treviso. Keep in mind that Solus was very willing to completely take out the entire heads of the Inquisition with his little plot at the end of Inquisition. I mean, shit, the leaders of everywhere in Thedas were going to die to that Canary plot when they were going to blow it all up. He had a huge hand in that, even then. And, like, yeah, he might have taken the thing from the Inquisitor's arm to keep him alive, but he was still plotting in the background all that time. He still had all those spies in the Inquisition and everywhere else waiting to strike and kill people. He's not a good guy. Just because he did the right thing when he was fighting against slavery, I mean, look at what he did when he was doing that, though. Sacrificing all the spirits, lying to them to make them go march off to their deaths. I'm sure he did a lot of that with his own people, too. He's never been innocent or pure or anything like that. He fancies himself as a revolutionary, the same as Anders did, but look at what Anders did in Dragon Age 2. He just got a bunch of people killed on both sides, and he reformed nothing. He started a giant civil war, which ultimately changed absolutely nothing and got thousands and hundreds of thousands of people killed. Anders the revolutionary. Well, no, Anders was a little piece of shit. And Solus is no different. Solus has a loftier title, but he's just Anders V2 at the end. If you could have showed Solus Anders and Anders Solus, I'm sure they would have been the best of friends and agreed with each other greatly. Just a slight on both of their characters.
Rook, Viago and I are visiting the new memorial. For those we've recently lost.
After all you have done, you are most welcome to join us.
Thank you.
I'd like that. Yeah, I'd like to pay my respects. Especially to certain members of the Crows. There's a lot of them that deserve respect for what they've done.
Where are you from?
Especially ones like Chance. Chance did really good. Saving the market and letting himself get taken out.
There have been enough funerals.
Did you know? I was just turning to say something to Air the other day. Before I remembered, she was no longer there.
Fletcher.
I didn't know Chance for long, but he seemed like a good man.
He certainly died like one.
Furniture. He always smothered everything in gold. I'll miss hearing him complaining that I complain about it.
The diamond, the entire city feels so empty. I wonder if it will ever not feel that way.
I think the fact that Ilario isn't here says a lot. You're helping pushing back the Blighters, giving the Crows a chance to mourn. Treviso will recover.
I'm only a visitor, but I don't think Treviso will stay down for long.
I'm told we are a charmingly stubborn people.
The Blight, that is the problem. But you did fight it back. If we did it once, we can do it again.
Let's hope there is something in that.
When did you get here?
A while ago, I was reading the letters. Messages for loved ones, prayers to the Maker. A few letters are to people I would have liked to know again.
Isn't Ilario the leader of these people, and he's not even here to mourn his own men?
All these words for the dead. Do you believe anyone or anything sees them?
After I was captured by the Venectori, I would have said no. How could the Maker or any power permit what happened in that place? After all we have seen, I still don't know who, if anyone, hears our cries. But now, I hope they do.
Who else did you lose in Treviso? Other crows?
A few. Not all were crows. Some just lived daily lives in the city. Local merchants, people who put out the morning coffee as we headed to bed. After the ossuary, I wanted to walk by and see them again. As if I could return to where I left off.
Is there anything else we should say?
I did mention this isn't formal.
But we should do something.
A toast, then. Something we promise the dead we will think about over drinks to come.
Vengeance.
That we won't stop until those who killed them are gone.
That I would drink to. Gladly.
The crows rule Antiva, and tonight we mourn with her.
I do wonder how the regular citizenry of Treviso take all this. I mean, like he said, the crows rule Antiva, and they've been the thing defending Antiva for a very long time, and ordinarily they've made it completely immune to invasion. But now, not only are they invaded and occupied by an outside force in the Canare, they also got attacked by Blight and a dragon,
Not from Treviso?
and they couldn't do anything about that either. I feel like the citizenry of Antiva are probably looking at this like, maybe we do need a standing army. Maybe we do need some kind of government force to assist us here.
There's an interesting letter there, Rook.
Thanks, Viago. I see it. Perfumed note. Dearest Viago, you may not believe this, but I've learned something about those boorish Antam that may be useful. Send someone when you can. Or come by with Thea. I've some new pieces to show. Regards, Mistress Trella, proprietress of the Trella Gallery of Fine Art.
An art merchant has information on the Antam?
Mistress Trella would not waste our time.
We are stretched thin. Too many compatriots lost to the Blight, or what crawls out of it. Meet with Mistress Trella. Find out what the Antam are up to.
Sounds like a good plan to me. Is there a fast travel where we can get to that faster? This one looks like it's about the... You know, I'm still kind of a little drawn back and surprised that the Antam was able to just come here and take this place. And I know I touched on it in one of my previous episodes, but the entirety of Dragon Age's existence, they've made a huge deal about how this place is unconquerable and
Information on the Antam lives near here.
unholdable because, literally because of the crows. None of this is supposed to be able to happen.
Hello? Are you alright?
I'm fending off in my own gallery. Then the brutes left to get more reinforcements against a single woman. Would you be a dear and clear away all the refuse by the door?
Didn't know the Antam had such strong opinions on art.
Done.
I'll unlock the door. Come in, please.
Well, there's some goodies in here for us. How are you? Oh. Did you know you had this back here? 10% sundered effectiveness. Lacanus deals 50% damage versus sundered. Sure, he can have that. I don't think we'll be able to use him for a while, because he's mourning Treviso. A sadly pristine and unread quarterly missive of suspect virtue, the Randy Dowager welcomes both season and heat by reprinting their nightly needs, being a wartime tale of lines crossed, blows traded, and love's promise to bridge any separation with cunning intent. A timely tale of tensions relieved by soldiers coming together. The Randy Dowager, exhibitions for the noble of thought but spry of step. The lady herself says, historically questionable, but one does prefer the relief of a happy ending. For those who shy from politics, but little else. 3 scabs footed in shock out of 5. I'm surprised we haven't found any of Varroc's Ryans while we've been back here. Oh, that looked expensive. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'll even it out for you.
My saviors, welcome!
Iago said you had information on the Antam. Are they after you?
They barricaded me in and said I would starve unless I handed over the contents of my gallery.
They want
Lately,
your
they've been
artwork.
taking paintings, sculptures, all sorts of treasures. And to think I overheard someone in the market yesterday bragging about dealing with the atrocious brutes. The market master might know more about what those dreadful Antam are up to.
Because he freed her, Mistress Trella is happy to tell you what she knows. So is there a different way to do that? Was I supposed to have been able to
I'm in your debt.
just blackmail or
Please,
bribe her
look
though?
around.
Well, I'll take the mementos for the level ups. Legendary valuable item, huh? Decor. Take some decor.
I hope dear Viago can make next week's exhibition.
He's a little busy, I wouldn't hold your breath. Less busy than Ilario. I guess Ilario's so busy he can't even take care of his own people or place of power. We haven't even seen shit from him since that little coffee meeting. Which doesn't help his case, by the way, of him being suspect. I still think he was in on it, and he invited them there to do all this.
So much suffering.
I think he's the inside man.
I was trained to deal with dueling injuries, like slashes and puncture wounds.
All right, we should talk to the market master if we want to learn why Antam is stealing pieces of art.
My people's gods finally.
Hello. This might sound strange, but I was told you might know about Antam stealing paintings.
It's bad for business, and somebody here knows something. Everyone notices the master of the market, but you stay hidden. Listen near the stores. You might learn something about our Antam art collectors.
Some light eavesdropping.
Let's listen carefully around the market. Don't want to scare anyone off.
We're just peddling some wares.
Hardly got any sleep last night. Just the thought of living next to the blight.
Makes you sick, doesn't it?
Try fighting it for a living. Literally having it inside you.
Barely any customers today.
It's a wonder anyone still lives in the city, the way it is now.
But I mean, Antam, I didn't think they went in for things like fancy paintings.
I wouldn't know anything about... Well, that would explain the Antam who came by not an hour ago. They took my best sculpts without paying.
Huh. Right here.
Oh, yes. I did hear they've been piling up stolen goods in a camp in the Drowned district.
Not the camp where I've cleared out multiple times already. Pretty sure that's where we killed Chance. And I know I jumped across in there and took care of that before we even had the Chance quest. I guess we're gonna go kill the respawn again. Camp keeps getting back on its feet just to get slaughtered again. Got a locked off places right there. Well, we're about to get our last two companions. Actually, I have both quests for the last two, so we'll be able to take care of that soon. I tried to parry that. I get an immunity window when I do that, friend. Wait, it was 1, 2, gone. I'll try my new combo out. Stop it. 1, 2, 3. That's the big shield bash at the end. Okay. Put a blizzard on him, Balara.
Something's ready.
That's not Balara. That's no.
What's the ranged attack?
Shoot that shit at me. Okay. One at a time, boys.
Not looking good, Rook.
I want to get the parry down for the long range stuff, but I don't think I can now that he's attacking that. There's the big bash. God damn, that shit's effective.
Look around for that stolen arm. Or any sign of what the Antom are doing with it.
Yeah, I'm gonna be playing around with that.
Nothing here.
Yeah, that chunky shield bash finisher does damage. I yeeted him across the whole arena and he's died on the wall. Yes, please.
Still nothing.
Still nothing. I don't see anything that merchant in the market was talking about. No stolen art.
I've got a hunch we should check with him again.
Do you think he was playing us? Caught on to us watching and decided to send us to go deal with it before it became an issue. It's possible, I suppose. They're all Antevans, right? They're all crafty. I gotta go back to home base at some point too and get my warden skins on these weapons. Did I just walk by something? No, I didn't. There was something to read right there on that table. What are you packing?
Welcome. Please, have a look.
Judicator's playing. Orchestrator's longcoat. Ratha's citizen's outfit. Get that. Get that. Not really interested in the crow gear. That'll be alright for now. I don't want to get too far into this. Gotta save some of our money.
Treated to remain soft and sound. Spy on me all you wish. You will only see me
Honestly, the blight might be a good thing.
Oh no, and tell the other Venatori to watch for people sniffing about. I don't want to jeopardize our arrangement with the Antom. The magical components they're asking for are rare, but they've delivered us some of Treviso's brightest artwork. The collectors back home are very pleased. The next exchange will be in the Antom camp in the center of the city. I'll find you after.
That merchant who said the Antom stole his artwork. He's with the Venatori. Bet he caught us listening in.
Damn it. Bet he took off the second we left the market.
The note said the Antom are trading the art to Venatori collectors in exchange for rare magical components. The note doesn't say what the components are for, but the meeting location is a different Antom camp, in the center of the city. Let's head there and figure out what they're working on with the Venatori.
You can't expect me to believe this guy's completely innocent of it all either, a politician like that. There's no way.
Stabbing, slicing, chopping. We've got you covered.
Lucanus. Also Lucanus. What is all this? This is a rare, valuable item. I'll grab it. Because when we sell that stuff to things, that's when it gives us the reputation with the group is when we sell that stuff. 650, that's too much. I spent so much money already. Next time we find a faction place that we want to level up, I'm going to dump all our valuables, make some of that money back.
Okay, We're close to the camp where Antam are trading with the Venatori for magical components.
Get ready.
Knock, knock.
From the mark.
Whatever gets it done.
Gone to an app here.
Got the setup, you do the rest.
God damn, that's beefy.
Let's go again.
I'm good to go again. Nice.
Interesting that you can combo those from the air. He had a bad day.
Alright, let's find out what the Antam and the Venatori are actually doing here.
Yeah, I like that. That combo was good. Beefy. What are you doing here, you little cockroaches? Not the Antam, the Venatori. The Antam are quite cool. Charred warning note. Do not be so afraid of magic. We must throw off the superstitions which yoked us under the Cune. The Venatori's enchanted powders and crystals have already produced wonderful new effects in the Gatlock. More power, more displacement, a heat like dragon's fire. But it is not ready. I have gone for burn salve. The Venatori and I will find the correct mixtures soon.
This note is about Gatlock, that Canary blasting powder. The Antam are using magical components from the Venatori to make it more explosive, much more explosive.
Well, look at what they can achieve when they work together.
We have to tell Teo and Viago.
Okay, so not only are the Canary completely abandoned the Cune, they're just not interested in that anymore. They're giving away their secret powder that they've all guarded with their lives for so long that they won't even sell for millions of gold. The Venatori. They are piling on a lot of changes in character to the Canary that, again, consistently harder to swallow. So we've dealt with some Talvashoth before, but main bodies of the Canary selling Gatlock secrets to places and working with mages who they think are like low-life scum. They like are terrified of them. You have people who just have roles and numbers, not even names as children, casting off the Cune and becoming like warlord pirates. I need an explanation on why these parts of the Canary have decided to just say fuck it.
For the injured and the blighted just arrived. Sent by the Shadow Dragons.
Allies in Minrathus. I never would have thought it.
I have already penned your thank you note.
Good news?
The Venatori are helping the Antam make their Gatlock explosives even more powerful.
What?
It's not ready yet. They're still experimenting.
Then we have some time. The crows will investigate.
We had better. I am sure we'd be among the Antam's first targets.
Do it faster. Greetings from the gallery. Dearest Rook, a wonderful thing. The crows have recovered some of the Trevisan artwork stolen by the Antam. Viaga and Teo told me all about it when I had them over for dinner. Those Lutish Antam were about to take their ill-gotten goods by boat to Minrathus. Can you imagine? selling the jewels of our artistry to some boorish magister's parlors. Luckily, Viago's compatriots put an end to it. My heart felt 3 times lighter when I learned that, and I am sure yours does too. You and your friends take care, darling, Mistress Trella. We have an F1 level up. Means you have more skill points for me now. Do we just max out your heal? We already maxed this. More weakened effectiveness or weakened duration. The 10%. Let's just make them weakened for longer. And activation also grants resistance. When you have low health, healing is increased by 50. We're now healed for an additional 10% of your max health. Healing more when you're low is way better. We'll do that for now. You have a level up Davrin? You don't. Valara neither. Alright, let's take a look. Go back to the world. No quests in Docktown, none on the crossroads. Lighthouse looks good. This looks okay. And in Treviso, so now we have a decision. We can go to Ravane for the Dragon Hunter, or we can go to the Navaran Necropolis for Emmerich. Ravane or Navara? What do we do first? How long's this episode been going? 36 minutes? Alright, so I think what I'm going to do is I'll probably wrap this episode here while I decide where we're going to head to first. And then whatever we're going to do next episode, I'll make that its own thing. So thank you for watching, everybody. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe, leave a like and a comment. If you want to support the cause, feeling particularly generous, check out the links in the description below. Otherwise, stay tuned, and I'll see you soon with more Dragon Age the Veilguard. Take care, everybody. Have a great day.